What if I told you that a $40 sensor, a part most drivers have never seen, can quietly destroy your engine from the inside out? No smoke, no warning lights at first, no dramatic failure, just microscopic damage, building every time you press the gas pedal. The knock sensor is designed to protect your engine, but when it fails, or worse, when it fails silently, your engine can start detonating under load. And detonation doesn't politely reduce performance. It cracks pistons. It damages bearings. It can lead to $4,000 to $8,000 engine rebuilds. Today we're going to break down what the knock sensor actually does, how it fails, the symptoms most drivers ignore, and why some engines are far more vulnerable than others. Stay until the end, because there's one driving habit that makes a failing knock sensor 10 times more dangerous. And most people do it daily. What a knock sensor really does. Let's keep this simple. Inside your engine, combustion is supposed to happen in a controlled flame front. Spark plug fires, fuel ignites, pressure pushes piston down smoothly. But when combustion ignites too early or unevenly, you get detonation, also known as knock or ping. It sounds like metallic tapping under load. That tapping is uncontrolled pressure waves inside the cylinder. Left unchecked, detonation can crack piston ring lands, damage rod bearings, overheat cylinder walls, blowhead gaskets. The knock sensor's job is to listen, literally. It's a small microphone bolted to the engine block. When it detects abnormal vibration patterns, it signals the ECU to retard ignition timing, reduce spark advance, sometimes enrich fuel mixture. That's how your engine protects itself. Why modern engines depend on knock sensors. Older engines had conservative ignition timing. They ran safely under most conditions. Modern engines are different. To improve fuel economy and power, manufacturers push timing closer to the edge, especially in turbocharged engines, high compression engines, direct injection engines. These engines rely heavily on knock feedback. They constantly adjust timing in real time, which means if the knock sensor fails, the engine loses its ability to self-correct, and that's when damage can begin. Section 1. What happens when a knock sensor fails completely? If the knock sensor fails electrically, you often get check engine light, code P0325 or similar. In that case, the ECU usually switches to a conservative timing map. Power drops, fuel economy suffers, but engine damage risk is reduced. Annoying, yes. Catastrophic, usually not. Repair cost, knock sensor part, $40 to $150. Labor, $150 to $400 depending on engine layout. Total, often under $500. That's manageable. But here's the real danger. The silent failure. Partial knock sensor malfunction. This is where engines get hurt. A knock sensor can degrade in sensitivity, become loose, develop poor ground contact, suffer internal piezo crystal damage, and still not trigger a code. When this happens, the ECU believes everything is normal, but it may not detect mild detonation events, especially under heavy load. That means the engine continues advancing timing aggressively. Small detonation events begin occurring repeatedly. Micro damage accumulates. No warning light, no obvious symptoms, just wear. This is why some engines fail mysteriously, despite good maintenance. Turbo engines. High risk zone. Turbocharged engines are especially vulnerable. Boost increases cylinder pressure dramatically. Higher pressure increases knock risk. That's why turbo engines depend even more on accurate knock sensing. If the knock sensor underreports detonation in a turbo engine, cylinder pressure spikes. Piston crowns overheat. Ring lands crack. Turbocharged piston replacement? $2,000 to $5,000 depending on vehicle. If detonation damages bearings too, full engine rebuild. This isn't theoretical. Many modern turbo engines that fail early show evidence of detonation damage, and often the knock control system was compromised. Section 2. Bad fuel plus weak knock. Sensor equals disaster. Here's a dangerous combination. Using lower octane fuel than recommended, while having a partially failing knock sensor. High compression engines require specific octane ratings. Octane resists premature ignition. If fuel quality is low and knock detection is weak, the engine detonates more frequently, but without strong feedback, timing isn't corrected quickly enough. Damage multiplies, repair bills grow, and the driver blames bad luck. Common symptoms drivers ignore. You might notice a slight pinging under heavy acceleration, hesitation when climbing hills, reduced fuel economy, slight drop in power, roughness under load. Many drivers dismiss this as cheap gas, old engine, normal aging. But these are early warning signs. Ignoring them allows cumulative damage. The cost of ignoring it? Let's compare. Fixing a knock sensor early, $200 to $500. Replacing cracked pistons, $3,000 to $6,000. Replacing a damaged turbo, $1,500 to $3,000. Repairing spun bearings, $4,000 plus. One sensor, one ignored issue, massive consequences. Section 3, why a loose knock sensor is dangerous. Here's something simple but critical. Knock sensors must be torqued correctly. They are piezoelectric devices. They measure vibration through the engine block. If they are under-torqued, over-torqued, mounted on dirty surfaces, installed without proper contact, they can misread vibration. Too loose, they under-detect knock. Too tight, they over-detect engine noise as knock. In both cases, timing strategy becomes unstable. A loose sensor might allow real detonation to go unnoticed. An oversensitive sensor might constantly retard timing, reducing performance and fuel economy. Improper installation can create a false sense of security, and most drivers would never know. Aftermarket sensors, hidden risk. Let's talk about replacement parts. Not all knock sensors are equal. OEM knock sensors are tuned for specific engine vibration frequency, specific mounting torque, specific engine block resonance. Cheap aftermarket sensors may have incorrect sensitivity range, react slower to vibration, produce inconsistent voltage signals. That means the ECU may not receive accurate detonation data. The engine may operate closer to the knock threshold than intended. Savings on a $40 cheaper sensor can turn into thousands in engine damage later. In high compression or turbocharged engines, this risk is magnified. This is one of those cases where OEM parts matter more than people think. Section 4. How to tell if your knock sensor isn't protecting you. Here are subtle signs. Pinging under load, even occasionally. Sudden drop in fuel economy. Hesitation when accelerating uphill. Engine feels weaker than usual. Slight metallic ticking when hot. These may not trigger a check engine light, but they indicate timing instability. Modern scan tools can show ignition timing advance, knock retard values, short-term knock correction. If you see constant knock correction under light load, something isn't right. Professional diagnosis costs around $100 to $200. Engine replacement, $5,000 plus. Small diagnostic investment, huge potential savings. The most dangerous driving habit. Now let's talk about the habit that makes knock sensor issues far worse. Aggressive throttle on a hot engine under heavy load, especially climbing hills, towing, merging at full throttle, high boost acceleration. When cylinder pressure spikes, knock risk increases. If your knock sensor system is weak, slow, or inaccurate, that's when pistons suffer. Repeated high-load detonation cracks piston ringlands. Once cracked, compression drops, oil consumption rises, blow-by increases, and by the time you notice smoke, damage is already done. Carbon buildup makes knock worse. Modern direct injection engines suffer from intake valve carbon buildup. Carbon increases compression locally. Form. Hotspots trigger pre-ignition and knock. If the knock sensor system isn't reacting properly, these events multiply. In some engines, carbon cleaning every 50,000 to 70,000 miles can reduce knock sensitivity dramatically. Ignoring carbon while pushing long oil intervals and cheap fuel? That's stacking risk. And stacking risk is how engines fail unexpectedly. Low-octane fuel plus high compression. Here's a common cost-saving mistake. Using regular fuel in engines designed for premium. Manufacturers often say, premium recommended. Drivers interpret that as optional. But in high-compression engines, lower octane increases knock tendency. The knock sensor compensates by retarding timing. Power drops, efficiency drops, but if the knock sensor is partially failing, the compensation may not happen quickly enough. Damage risk rises, saving $8 per tank. can cost $4,000 later. Section 5. Why engines don't fail immediately. Here's what confuses most drivers. They think if detonation was happening, the engine would blow up. Not necessarily. Detonation often causes micro-pitting on piston crowns, gradual bearing wear, small cracks in ringlands. Damage accumulates over thousands of miles. It's not dramatic. It's cumulative. That's why engines sometimes fail at 120,000 miles, when they should last 250,000. The knock sensor didn't fully protect them for years, but no one noticed. Step 1. Listen before you panic. You don't need to tear your engine apart. Start simple. With the windows down, drive your car up a slight hill under moderate throttle. Listen for light metallic pinging, rattling under load, sharp ticking only when accelerating. If you hear that consistently, especially when hot, your knock control system may not be responding correctly. 1 or 2 random noises on cold start? That's different. Repeated metallic ping under load. That deserves attention. Catching it early can save thousands. Step 2. Check fuel first. Before blaming the sensor, eliminate the simplest variable. Run 1 tank of higher octane fuel. If knock noise disappears completely, your engine may simply be running too close to its knock limit. Some engines adapt over time. If you've been using low-octane fuel in a high-compression engine for years, timing maps may be conservative. Higher octane gives the system breathing room. This costs maybe $10 to $15 extra per tank. Engine rebuild, $4,000 to $8,000. Start with fuel. Step 3. Scan live data. A basic OBD scanner today costs $40 to $100. You don't need dealership equipment. Look for knock retard values, ignition timing advance, long-term fuel trims. If you see constant timing pull under light load, that's a red flag. If knock correction spikes heavily under moderate throttle, something is wrong. This small tool can help you catch a $5,000 problem early. Section 6. When to replace the knock sensor. Here's the honest answer. Knock sensors don't fail often, but when they do, replacement is smart. Replace it if you have a persistent knock-related code. You've confirmed wiring is intact. Live data shows inconsistent knock readings. The engine has over 150,000 to 200,000 miles. In many engines, parts cost $60 to $200. Labor varies widely. Some engines require intake removal. That can bring total cost to $400 to $800. Still far cheaper than new pistons, new bearings, new engine. Section 7. The 2 final mistakes that destroy engines. Now let's talk about the 2 mistakes people make right now. These are common and dangerous. Mistake number 1. Ignoring light pinging because it's normal. Most people believe a little ping is fine. It's not. Modern engines are designed to avoid audible knock entirely. If you hear it clearly, combustion pressure is already outside ideal control. Every audible knock event is metal stress. Repeated over time, it weakens piston ringlands and bearings. It may take years, but it will show up. Mistake number 2. Throwing parts without diagnosis. Here's the other extreme. Some drivers replace spark plugs, coil packs, fuel injectors, even timing components, without confirming knock control behavior. That wastes money, and sometimes masks the real issue. A clogged cooling system, low-octane fuel, carbon buildup, all can mimic knock problems. Diagnosis first, parts second. Why this problem is so overlooked. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Knock sensor failures don't always create dramatic symptoms. They create slight timing inefficiency, gradual power loss, minor miles per gallon decline, long-term internal stress. Nothing urgent, nothing obvious. And that's why engines quietly fail earlier than expected. According to several manufacturer technical bulletins, engines exposed to repeated detonation show increased bearing wear even without major knock codes. This isn't theory. It's documented. Section 8. How to protect your engine long-term. Here's the simple protection checklist. Use the correct octane for your engine. Avoid full throttle on a cold engine. Maintain your cooling system. Clean carbon buildup when needed. Monitor live timing data occasionally. Replace knock sensors with quality parts when required. None of this is complicated. None of this requires advanced mechanical skills. But it requires awareness, and awareness is what most drivers lack. Engines don't usually fail from one catastrophic event. They fail from thousands of small stresses. The knock sensor exists to reduce one of the most destructive stresses of all, uncontrolled combustion. When it works properly, your engine quietly protects itself every second. When it doesn't, damage begins quietly too. And quiet damage is the most expensive kind. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard light pinging and ignored it? Are you running regular fuel in a high compression engine? Have you ever checked knock correction values? Drop a comment and tell me your engine type, your mileage, and whether you've ever scanned live timing data. Because the difference between a 120,000 mile engine and a 250,000 mile engine is often just awareness. If this helped you think differently about your car, hit like. And if you want to learn about the sensor that fails even more often than the knock sensor, watch the next video. Your engine is always talking. The question is, are you listening?